me, Frank Hollander. Frank, for crying out loud. Look, it's so good to see you. Frank, do you guys realize who this is? This is the best teacher I ever had. You know those poems of mine I've read you from time to time? Well, Frank here is the guy that got me started.
Unfortunately, Clancy's isn't handing out any $500 prizes for quite good. We have to be great. And we can be. Come on. Stand tall. Have some pride. Remember, you're Kirk S.
I remember your poems as having more substance.
You mean you didn't like any of them? Not even the one about the stray German Shepherd?
I just feel that... I feel you need to dig deeper. I feel you need to take that leap of faith. You need to give your poems that personal voice that's yours and yours alone.
Not even the part where he brings a little stick back?
Hi, it's Sarah Donnelly from Patterson Publishing. It's a little before noon, and I'm leaving a message for Frank Hollander. Just read your new poems, Frank. They are incredible, fantastic. I especially like the one about the stray German shepherd. That image of the lonely man walking along the shore, and then he picks up a stick and throws it, and the German shepherd appears out of nowhere and brings it back. I cried like a baby.
How did you find out?
Your editor left a message. How could you, Frank? How could you steal my poems?
I'm sorry, John, but I had no choice. She wanted to see my new work. But, well, the muse has been refusing to put out for me lately, and I had to turn in something or I wouldn't have gotten the advance.
So you resort to this?
John, I've got 3 ex-wives. I've got 5 kids I'm helping to support. They're great kids. Here, I got some pictures. Maybe later. Look, I only did it to buy some time until I started to write again. I never would have published your poems.
Oh, I'm supposed to believe that?
Of course.
Why should I?
Because your poems just are not very good.
Oh, they're just not very good. Ah. I'll see. Right. Well, apparently your editor doesn't seem to share that opinion. She seems to think that my poems are incredible. She said she cried when the lonely man found the German shepherd. Cried, Frank.
She said that?
I really wish you would go.
Okay. I'll go quietly. John, if it makes you feel any better, I've had a lot of students over the years, some good, some bad, some indifferent. But you're the only one I ever stole from.
But I thought you'd be so happy with your husband home all the time now.
Well, I love him. I just can't stand living with him. Being a merchant marine, he's usually out to sea, then he's home a few days and he's gone. It's wonderful. But now we're spending all this time together, and I realize I don't know this man. I'm sharing my bed with a total stranger.
I should be so lucky.
We got in bed, and all he wants to do is talk. Now that he's home, he says we have plenty of time for the other stuff. Oh, Louise, I've got a serious problem.
Yeah, so do I. Sorry, Denise. Can you go talk to your own group leader?
I am the group leader.
Oh, right. Then go talk to yourself.
What is it, John? Everyone, John has something he needs to talk about.
Yes.
Oh, what happened?
God, this is very painful. You all know how I felt about Frank Hollander.
What happened?
No, he's fine. But he stole my poems.
Oh, thank you.
I think you're missing the key point here. Frank Hollander, the man I trusted and revered, put his name on my poems and gave them to his editor. Why would he do that? For the money. You know what really gets me? First, he has the nerve to tell me that my poems are no good, and then he turns around and sells them as his own.
How much did Frank get for them?
It's not about the money.
How much?
Kirk, it's not about the money.
How much?
$15,000, but it's not about... God, that's a lot of money.
But it's not about the money.
Right. It's about trust. It's about integrity. It's about... God, that is a lot of money.
John.
Right. It's about respecting somebody. Wanting to live by his words, his ideas, and then finding out that he is a fake.
Have you told Frank's editor about this?
No, but I've been thinking about it. It's hard to think of anything else. I am so confused. I was sitting in front of the TV last night just going back and forth.
Yeah, I know what you mean, John. It's all those new cable channels.
Louise, what do you think?
It's a tough call. Frank did a terrible thing. There's no question about it, but you obviously still have feelings for the man, or you wouldn't be so tall.
I know, and it's driving me crazy.
So before you decide what to do, just bear in mind that hurting Frank can hurt you as well.
She has a point, John. You can destroy his reputation, but do you really want to see him suffer like that? I mean, I don't think any of us can even imagine what that would feel like, to be publicly exposed.
It's not that bad.
Thank you, Mrs. Philbert. Mary Beth?
Well, the way I see it is John can't let someone else take credit for his work. It's not fair.
No, it's not. And it can leave a deep and lasting wound.
How would you know?
How would I know? I'm glad you asked.
Funny, I'm already regretting it.
I remember the time I got ripped off. I had invented the Kirk Army knife, and the Swiss stole it from me.
Yes, well, I don't mean to be rude, but I think this is something I have to sort out by myself. So I'm going to go home. I'll see you all next week.
Take care of yourself.
Bye.
I feel so badly for John.
So do I. What a dilemma.
Okay. I had something I was going to say till the end of the meeting, but I think you could all use a little cheering up. I got your costumes for tomorrow night's doo-wop contest.
Great.
Huh? Voila!
You don't expect us to wear that?
Well, you didn't think I'd let you go out there naked?
No woman with any self-respect would wear an outfit like that.
Here.
That's right. That goes for me, too.
Is this the thanks I get? May I remind you, ladies, that I not only formed this group, I'm the lead singer. And I make all the decisions. Either you wear these costumes or you're out.
I believe we're out. Aren't we, ladies?
That's
Definitely.
Oh, good. Go. Find it? Great. Let's see how far you get without a lead singer.
Oh, Ralph.
I'd love to. Buffy, I thought we were friends.
Yeah, but this isn't between you and me, Kirk. It's between me and God. He gave me a gift, and I've got to use it. A man's got to do up what a man's got to do up.
Mr. Lacey,
I'm Sarah Donnelly.
How do you do?
Take a load off. Tell me what's on your mind. Something about Frank Hollander.
Yes. You see, I've known Frank for years. He was my teacher back in college. And, well, you see, the thing is, this is very difficult.
Then let me help you. Frank didn't write these poems, did he?
No, he didn't. How did you know?
Because Frank Hollander would never be able to write poems like these.
Oh, really?
I've been in the poetry racket for years, and believe me, I know the work of a literary genius when I see it.
Literary genius?
But these poems are the work of a rank amateur. They are yours, aren't they?
Well, only in the sense that I wrote them. I take it you're not overly fond of them?
Mr. Lacey, I bet you look at me and you think, man, what a cushy job. She just sits here all day, reading and passing judgment, thumbs up, thumbs down. Well, you have no idea how much bad poetry comes through that door and lands smack on my desk, and I've got to read it. All of it. Every last cliched, overblown, pretentious, boring word of it. Not overly fond of them. They make me want to scream.
I don't get it. On my answer machine, you said you thought my poems were fantastic.
But I only said that to protect Frank, so he wouldn't know I saw through his little scam.
But you gave him an advance of $15,000.
Because I convinced my publisher that eventually he would write his book. It just so happens that Frank was my teacher, too. But I care about him.
What the hell's that supposed to mean?
Oh, come off it. If you really cared about Frank, you wouldn't be trying to hurt him now. You'd be trying to understand how much pain he was in, how desperate he was. So desperate, he was willing to put his name on these poems.
Yes. Enough about my poems.
Look, when a talent like Frank's comes along, you do everything you can to protect it, nourish it. You put too much pressure on him, he could go right back to drinking, which, as you well know, is the only way he's been able to write.
No, I don't know. What the hell are you talking about?
Frank Hollander never wrote anything without booze. He stopped drinking 2 years ago, and he hasn't written a word since.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Frank doesn't need liquor to write.
Of course not, but he thinks he does. So he does.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't accept that.
Mr. Lacey, what are you going to do?
I don't know. Something. Thanks for your time. Oh, I know you don't like my poems, but I'm still going to write. So, you have any constructive criticism for me?
You might try drinking.
Love you like I do. I wonder why I love you like I do. Is it because I think you love me too? I wonder why I love you like I do. Bum, bum, ba-da-ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, do. I love you like I do.
That was Ralph and, Ralph and the Louisettes. Now, where's the dynamite? All right, we're going to take a little break right now. We're going to come back and announce our winner.
Way to do up. We are an absolute loss.
We were smashing.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We have a late entry. So please welcome the New Tones.
we're watching you grow. There goes our $500.
You know, I don't mind losing, but to Kirk?
Orlando!
Hey, buddy, get lost!
Hey,
What are you...
Kirk! Don't yell at my husband. That's my job.
Hey, baby, I want to go back to the way it was with us. I want you to be happy again.
How can we be happy? We spend too much time together.
Not anymore. I'm shipping out tomorrow. I'll be gone for 5 months.
5 months? You do that for me? God, I love you.
Come on, baby. Come on, let's go home. I'm going to put a smile on your face that's going to last till I get back.
Hey, big deal. Guys, we don't need her. I can sing lead, right? Hey, guys. Come on. Guys. Bros.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that means that the winner of Clancy's doo-wop contest and $500 in cash goes to Ralph and the Louisette.
Oh, congratulations, everyone. And do you know the reason we won?
Mary Beth's dress?
No, teamwork.
Yes, that's right. We all pulled together. A group effort. One for all and all for
And
one.
because of that, we're each richer by $100.
Well, let's not forget, I sang lead. That's worth at least $200.
Well, if anyone gets 200, it should be me. I thought of the name.
Wait a minute. I discovered Ralph.
Yeah, well, I won't settle for less than 100 and a quarter.
Touch my money and I'll break your arm.
No, wait a minute. You should be
Who's there?
It's John.
John who?
Oh, come on, Frank, open up. I just drove 300 miles in the rain. I got lost 5 times on your quaint little Vermont roads here. And everybody I asked for directions tried to sell me maple syrup. Frank.
Well, why didn't you say so? Well, this certainly is a surprise. You just happened to be in the neighborhood.
I talked to your editor, Frank. I know what your problem is.
John, if you have even a modicum of affection left for me, do me a big favor and get the hell out.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Frank. You taught me a lot, but I'm a teacher, too, so tonight I'm going to teach you something. I'm going to call it a business trip so I can deduct my expenses.
And just what do you propose to teach me?
That you can write a poem without booze.
But, John, please,
Yes.
have a heart.
And just how am I going to accomplish this? By not leaving here until you do. And by being so obnoxious that whatever it is that's keeping you from writing, fear, insecurity, despair, whatever it is, it will be mild by comparison.
John, I know you mean well, but you're wasting your time.
Well, looks like I have no choice. It's time for me to get obnoxious.
You mean you haven't started yet?
I have not yet begun to annoy. I'm going to read you some poetry. Bad poetry. My poetry. The Shepherd by the Shore. A lonely man prowls the beach today, a dark and dismal day. His soul alone in the great gray sky. Oh, sky! Oh, beach!
Oh, God.
Come on, Frank, would you just sit down and write a poem? Come on. Oh, hey, look at that. Your old lucky typewriter. Remember how much great poetry you wrote on that thing? Come on, Frank. Just sit there and write a poem.
John, I'm going to bed. Could you turn the light off on your way out?
Yeah, well, I'm not going anywhere. And you're not going to be able to sleep. Oh, lonely man, cry out in vain. He picks up a stick. He tosses it forth.
John, it's been a toot, but you really should go now.
And what does he hear but a bark?
I'm serious.
A German shepherd runs up with a stick in his mouth.
John, go.
Would you just sit down and write a poem?
This is my house.
Frank, what are you so afraid of?
I want you to go.
Oh, dog. Oh, man.
Do I have to call the police?
Yeah, go ahead. Great. I want you to call the police. I want to tell them how you're wasting your God-given talent and how by not writing, you're making room in the world for poems like The Shepherd by the Shore. That's a crime, Frank. Or if it isn't, it should be.
You're really not going to give up, are you?
No.
All right. You want a poem? Sit down. I'll write you a poem. Will? And then you'll leave, right?
Yes, right.
All right.
I am the leopard who can't change his spots. This poem would be better if I had a few shots. Come on, Frank, that's not a real poem.
This from the author of The Shepherd by the Shore?
I just wish you would try.
I have. Believe me.
Well, you can't give up. Frank, you gave me a lot. I'm sure you know that. And one thing you gave me. All right, I'm not much of a writer, but I'm a hell of a reader. When I first read your stuff, it opened up a whole world of beauty, of poetry, of meaning. Oh, Frank, I just wish... Oh, hell, I guess you know what I wish.
Oh, John, what in God's name are you doing?
Sorry. I didn't mean it. It was an accident, really, just an accident. Sorry, I think it's all right. There, you see, it's fine. What am I apologizing for? We're not going to be using it anymore anyway. Aria.
Dear John moves to its new night, Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern.
I'm Jane Pauley. Who's more likely to appear in a Martin Scorsese movie than Robert De Niro? Scorsese's mom and dad. Meet the whole family on Real Life, Sunday at 8:30.